it was a Thursday where this overwhelming feeling came over me that I needed to go to this Band of Brothers. And I was like, okay, Band of Brothers, Band of Brothers. And then I realized what it was. And it's fun, it's crazy how God works. And Band of Brothers was introduced to me by a former girlfriend's husband when I ran into them out at a restaurant 2.5 years prior to this. And at the end of our conversation, he invited me to come to this Band of Brothers. And at the time, me not knowing God or anything, I was just like, hey, I'm good. You're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was at work on that day in this Band of Brothers, and it just came over me, and it kept coming over me. I looked at my schedule, and I had clients until 7:30. Band of Brothers, after I Googled it, well, it didn't start till 7. So I was like, hey, oh, that's not going to work. But the more the day progressed, the more this Band of Brothers just kept coming on me. And I went and looked later on in the afternoon, and the last 2 clients on my book just disappeared. And I was like, well, that's random. Of course, now I know it's not random.
Yeah.
So I was able to go, and
That's cool.
I went that night.
Can I interrupt just for
Yeah.
a second? One of the things I want to highlight here in Jason's story is for us to have consistent joy, it's so important, I think, for us to reflect and to see. We think that the story's about us, but I'm convinced when we get into eternity, we're going to see, look at what God was doing all the time. Look how God pursued me all the time. And I don't know if it fully has impacted you all, but 2 years before Jason gambles away all of his money and finds himself without a car and finds himself broken at the bottom of life for him. But 2 years before that, he gets an invitation to Band of Brothers from the husband of an ex-girlfriend. Now, if somebody invites me to church, I don't want him to be the husband of an ex-girlfriend. I don't know about you. And then 2 years later, God uses that. And it's just like, wow, how God works in advance in our lives for what he knows is happening and what he knows is going to happen.